You are more than your stats. All right, let's dive right in. Continuing from part 1. Fifth, when you face setbacks, practice separating performance from identity. I played badly today is different from I am bad. I made mistakes is different from I am a mistake. See the difference? Let me tell you a story. I've seen talented athletes who built their entire identity around being the best player or the star, and it worked for a while. They were good, they got attention and validation, and being an athlete felt like the most important thing in the world. But then something changed. Maybe they got injured. Maybe someone better came along. Maybe they just plateaued, and they fell apart. Not just athletically, but personally, because they didn't know who they were without being the star. Compare that to athletes who saw themselves as whole people who also played sports. When setbacks came, they were disappointed, but not destroyed. They had other sources of meaning and value. They could maintain perspective. They often came back stronger because they weren't fighting to restore their entire sense of self. They were just working to improve one aspect of their life. Which athlete do you want to be? Here's the irony. Athletes who maintain a broader sense of identity often perform better than athletes whose entire identity is wrapped up in their sport. Why? Because they're competing more freely. They're not carrying the weight of their entire self-worth into every competition. They can play loose, take risks, enjoy the experience. The athletes who have everything riding on every performance, they play tight, scared, anxious, and that hurts performance. So building a healthy identity where sports is one important part, but not the only part, that actually helps your athletic performance. Now, I'm not saying your sport shouldn't be important to you. It can be very important. You can work hard, care deeply, pursue excellence, but hold it lightly enough that it doesn't become the only thing defining you. Think of it this way. You're like a table. Your sport is one leg of that table. It's an important leg, maybe the strongest leg right now, but a table needs multiple legs to stand securely. If sports is your only leg, the table falls over the moment that leg breaks. But if you have multiple legs, sports, friendships, school, family, hobbies, personal qualities, the table stands firm even if one leg gets damaged. Build a multi-legged table. Your assignment: this week, pay attention to how much of your identity is tied to your sport. When you introduce yourself or think about yourself, is sports the only thing that comes up? If so, work on expanding your sense of self. Spend time developing other parts of who you are. Not because sports isn't important, but because you're more than just an athlete. You are more than your stats. You are more than your sport. You are a complete, valuable person who happens to play a game you love. Hold on to that. It'll serve you well, in sports and in life. And remember, train the mind, trust the process. Win from within.